I love reading Rainbow. Butterfly in the sky.
Come on.
I can go twice as high.
Let's get it on.
Take a look.
Nigga. My nigga.
Reading Rainbow.
You think it's a game?
I can go anywhere.
Suck my
Friends to know.
my nigga.
Ways to grow. Reading
Something's wrong with reading Rainbow.
What up, YouTuberverse? It's your boy RB back again for another one. So the Heat escaped, and the Sixers hired Nick Nurse. So let's talk about it. Nuance Machine episode 30. Let's kick it. All right, before we get started, please hit that like and subscribe button. Also, check out my shop, breezysprints.com, where you can find all original designs printed on high-quality tees, tank tops, sweatshirts, and hoodies. All designs are done by yours truly, and without further ado, let's get into it. So, the Celtics came up short of history, and the Heat were able to hold on after blowing a 3-0 lead, and it was almost a complete disaster for the Heat.
Disaster averted.
You know, going up 3-0 and then losing the next three, but they were able to pull it off. And the Heat won Game 7, 103-84, so it was a blowout, wasn't even close.
Back up, Curtis, man. Oh! Yeah, let that pap sit in your soul for a while.
And Jimmy Butler was awesome. He had 28 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Just an overall great performance from him. Look, I'm not a Heat fan, but Jimmy Butler has become one of my favorite players in the league, man. Just based off of his playoff performances alone. Like, he has a great mentality. He has a great personality.
I was in London. I see this old lady. She walks up to me. She goes, "You're not from here, are you?" And I was like, now what has given it away? 6'8", African American. So I was like, what football club do you rep? You know, in this area, it's all about Chelsea. Okay, I got it. I'm a Man U guy. You can't be in here talking about Man U. You know, we sat down. We both were drinking cappuccinos. I was like, there's so much that we have in common. Nobody's even worried about what we don't have in common.
He's hilarious, goofy as shit.
Oh my God. Y'all saw that? Goddamn Bumblebee. Somebody's got to take the blame. I'll be that guy. I'm okay with it. My phone's in my back pocket right now. Whoever has anything to say to me, feel free. 773-899-6071. So if you want to interview, there you have it.
I saw how many missed calls I had when I got back from running errands. I had 57 missed calls.
How much of a fan are you of Jimmy Butler in the first place?
I never heard of him until yesterday.
And he may not be a top 15 player during the regular season, but in the playoffs, he's him, man. He's that dude. And his underdog mentality is something that I really, really appreciate. And playoff Jimmy is a thing, no matter what J Bud says.
But is playoff Jimmy a thing? Are you ready to?
It's not a thing. It's not. I just be hooping.
So this was my main takeaway from Jimmy Butler's performance. He was decisive the whole game. Like, that's huge. I cannot stress enough how huge it is to just be decisive with the ball. When you're indecisive, you are setting yourself up for failure. And it was clear in the last game that Jimmy Butler just kind of didn't know what he wanted to do. Look, I don't think he pump faked one time that whole game. And he got into the paint. He made his move without hesitation. He went straight to the hole. And that's what you got to do. Like, I was telling my wife after Game 6 that he was doing the same thing Joel did against the Celtics, being indecisive, pump faking way too much. And that's the reason why Joel struggled against the Celtics. And that's the reason why Jimmy Butler struggled in Game 6. I wonder if he looked at film of himself at Game 6, or if somebody pointed it out to him, like, hey, you ever notice that you're getting being a little indecisive with the ball once you get into the paint? Or if that's just something he figured out on his own. I don't know, but his mentality just completely changed, and it worked out for him. I'm not sure if that happened, but I definitely noticed it, and I'm not the only one that noticed it.
Again, no shot fake.
Also, I don't want to forget to mention Caleb Martin. Caleb Martin was on fire last night. He went undrafted in 2019, and he is developing into a nice complementary piece next to Jimmy and Bam. He torched the Celtics for 26 points, 4 threes last night. And this dude came out of nowhere.
A f***er came out of nowhere.
Like, Even the Celtics didn't know who he was because they kept leaving him open all game long. Actually, here's a quote that I have from Caleb Martin. He says, "As soon as we got done with the New York series, I instantly felt kind of disrespected, just off how I got guarded last year. I guess it was a sense of pride and a sense of understanding how they were going to guard me and that they were going to make me earn their respect," end quote. Basically, he remembered how the Celtics guarded him last year and pulled an MJ and was basically like,
It became personal with me.
so yeah, great performance by him. He has turned into an excellent player, and I hope he keeps getting better. And the Celtics. Oh, they keep getting so close.
Oh, you almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that.
Coming up short. I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy to see the Celtics lose.
What the heck is the matter with you guys? I've ate beef curtains tougher than you.
It's just hard to get up and play after eating so many L's from Jimmy the Butler.
We all eat L's sometimes. They won't kill you.
Try telling Grant that.
You guys just need to get your hunger back. So I'm going to tell you something Bill Russell told me. Close your eyes.
Well, what did he tell you? Oh, God! Who's ready for pause? Jimmy the Butler.
So I do feel kind of bad for Jason Tatum. Like, he rolled his ankle on like the very first play of the game, kind of set the tone for the Celtics for the entire game. It's kind of a crappy way to go out, but yeah, besides that, I don't feel bad at all. That's also not going to stop me from roasting him right here. What is his shirt? Somehow that mesh shirt makes him look even more light-skinned. Bro, what is this? Like, are you headed to the BDSM club after the game? What are you wearing? Look, all I'm saying is that shirt is a little saucy. That's all I'm saying. You got a little sauce. Anyway, the Celtics have been getting roasted, and it's been hilarious. But so the Nuggets Heat final is set, and it's going to be an interesting matchup. Like, once again, nobody is giving the Heat a chance, and that's exactly why I am rooting for them. And that's exactly where Jimmy Butler wants to be, in the underdog position. So I love the underdog mentality. The Nuggets are a tough matchup, though. They're better at almost every position except Jimmy Butler's position. So the Nuggets have length and athleticism at pretty much every position except for Jokic when it comes to the athleticism part, but he makes up for it in every other way. Yeah, it's going to be a tough matchup for them, but hopefully they can pull it off. I'm going to be rooting for them. And, we'll see if playoff Jimmy can beat the odds once again. So, Nick Nurse. So, the Sixers hired Nick Nurse. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I'm so glad the Sixers aren't going with Mike D'Antoni. So glad. They hired Nick Nurse instead, and my personal opinion, I thought he was the best candidate. Nick Nurse is the former head coach of the Toronto Raptors. Won a championship in 2019. All of the most recent champions, that 2019 Raptors team was one of the worst championship rosters I've ever seen. But honestly, that roster is ultimately what got Nick Nurse fired from Toronto, because after Kawhi Leonard left, they never upgraded their roster. They did stop winning, and in the NBA, it's a league of what have you done for me lately. So, I understand why he got fired from Toronto, but even still, I love having him on as a Sixers coach. I think he can do a lot with our roster here. But the reason I really wanted Nick Nurse is because of his defensive schemes. This guy, not only has he done more with less, he has a knack for stopping the other team's best player, coming up with these elaborate defensive schemes that will shut down the other team's best player. And that's exactly what the Sixers need. Honestly, I don't think this style of play is going to mesh with James Harden. And so we'll see what happens with that situation. Maybe Daryl Morey will let his love go and try and figure something else out. But I know as Sixers fans, we know that letting James Harden go for nothing in return is a hard pill to swallow. But I think the majority of Sixers fans just want him gone. No disrespect to James. He's a good player, but I just don't think he's a fit here in Philly. But that's going to be all for this one, guys. I'll see you on the next one.
Can't wait.
Love you guys. Peace.
Dark side, light this bitch up.
And that's the reason why Jimmy Butler struggled in game 6.